The idea of potential literature is that it's a narrative embedded with rich stories, and that storytelling can then inspire design for a home. And rather than thinking of it as needs, we can think of it as this story that has to be told. So it's really a house of storytelling. The layers that are built, where it's about discovery and discovering a lifetime that has been lived, but then a life that will continue on in this labyrinth of design. Hi, I'm Shonan Puri Trehan, the Principal Architect of Lab. And to watch more about the House of Potential Literature, watch it on Buildofy. It's an interesting context because it's built in what is technically a Lutyens Baker's zone. So we had a 1,000 square yard plot with an east road-facing side. The entrance to the home is in the north. So we had a central nucleus over here to the home, around which we have a spiral that comes out. We enter through a door which is engraved with the words from Vaishnava Janata. Immediately, the craft on the floor sets the tone of the House of Potential Literature. The feather breaks away into birds that emerge from the stone inlay into an Escher-inspired floor that's cast in handmade cement tiles. So towards the east-facing garden, we have our main living room space, which then connects to a study space, which then connects to the dining room. The dining room was thought of a room for the family, but also for friends. Dining tables were designed by Ayush Kasliwal to be a jigsaw. They have two curvatures, one convex and one concave, and they fit into each other and can be reconfigured in different groups. The chairs are traditional woven dori chairs, but with slightly pastel, fresh colors. The floor is also thought of in the same way. In the way a book is plotted, it's kind of like a Mad Hatter's celebration. So there you have animals and balloons and circus characters and salad flying. And the idea is to really invoke this sense of fun and play and joy. The pool sits between the two spaces over here, and one guest bedroom that faces the pool. Right at the center, we have a skylight that pierces right down into the center of the house, under which a topless lift rises and falls on a telescoping pole. Also, the coming together of craft is really evident in this central space. The stained glass, which was made in Bombay by Cyrus and Jayashree, was handcrafted over 2 years. They even worked in curve, as we can see in this around the lift. It wraps around a secret lift, which takes you up on a telescoping pole. The lift brings us to the first floor, where we have the bedrooms. All of the staircases and walkways and passageways are lined with books, and each passageway leads us to a new space. We have 2 bedrooms. And this is really our gathering family space. We come into this family room through one of my favorite doors that combines complex timber work and stained glass, again bringing together 2 crafts. And immediately the flooring of this room lifts you. It's based on a song, Baby Beluga. So the cement flooring tiles set the landscape of a seascape, and then you have little surprises in the floor of a dolphin playing with a seagull or a whale going through a hoop. And in the corner somewhere is the singer of the song, Rafi, on a sailboat. Half of the floor over here is actually the master bedroom. The master bedroom is Alice in Wonderland. One of the most special spaces in the master bedroom is this bay window. It just extends into the tree canopy, and it can also be shut to become a really private space. We come through from the bedroom, through the secret staircase that is also lined with books, into the writer's study. And just to cue us in, the door has sandwiched penguin covers that have been salvaged. And the floor takes on a full movement with the geometry of the room, almost like as if a magical world for a writer. There's a secret staircase also connects from her master bedroom down to the study. When I always think about plan and then how the generation of walls, very often people just think of extruding the plan. And it's very important, I feel, to give the walls to be an opportunity more than an extrusion. Walls deserve an opportunity to be more than an extrusion. We used 100,000 bricks literally to build the home. The group of masons that built this home were the same group of masons that built the Belgium embassy. That was Satish Gujal's construction. So we thought of handmade brick, which were actually made in Ludhiana. We were talking about what kind of form the building should take. So we actually started by physically molding a wire mesh model that was on a framework. And then we had some really bright architects in the team at the time who took that model and translated it into a 3D model, which they used parametric means to actually codify the formation of the bricks. We then took that 3D model and sliced it, and we drew every course of bricks for the entire envelope of the skin. So every brick had a position. So you can imagine the rigor of these drawings. So a build like this is completely dependent on the craftsman, the masons, and the contractor. Without Swaran Sharma from Dev Sons, this would have not been possible. One really interesting thing that you'll find in the exterior of the building is that we have a sundial right on top of the house over here. And this is the traditional wall vertical sundial. The floors were thought of as these landscapes or floorscapes. And so they're actually two materials that are overlaid. It had never been done before. I don't know if it's been done after, but we created a composition of hand-poured cement tiles that were done in Bikaner and hand stone inlay work that detail that scape that is created by the cement tiles. In one of the rooms, there's 54 types of the cement tiles, versions of them. The stone inlays are more like artworks that sit within that, but they're the main protagonists of the story. We worked with Studio Hash to create some unique artworks, and these were then handed over to the stone inlayers who brought their own craft to it. And again, it's sort of like the surprise element. Your eye goes up and it travels across. So a lot of it was also about, moving your eye around the room, reading it in different ways. When you want to achieve something like this, you have to have the right people in the group. And that means the right architects. I mean, without my team of architects, particularly my three who led the project, it would have been absolutely impossible to achieve the translation from concept to drawing to design to execution, to bring together such a myriad of craft in one home. So that's a big learning in terms of how to create, the process of creation.